Before we begin, viewer discretion is strongly advised. The following is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is the reported federal courtroom testimony of the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Cuba Gooding Jr. took the stand, his demeanor reflecting years of public scrutiny. As he adjusted the microphone, the courtroom observed the Oscar winner, preparing to speak under oath about his connections to Sean Diddy Combs and an infamous night. "I'm not here to protect anyone anymore," he began, his voice steady. "I'm here to tell the truth, even if it hurts." The prosecutor guided him through his initial encounters with Diddy, social events, industry gatherings, and exclusive invitations. "I met Sean through a mutual friend in the early 2000s, Cuba explained, describing Diddy's charisma and influence, but noting it came with a price. When questioned about a specific yacht party where an uncomfortable situation involving a young man named Lil Rod allegedly occurred under Diddy's direction, Cuba's expression changed. He recalled Diddy's words, "I got something special for you," which made him uneasy. He described Lil Rod as quiet and seemingly frightened, being instructed to sit near him, adding, "He didn't belong there. Not like that." Cuba firmly stated, "I didn't do anything. I didn't touch him. I never touched him. I swear to God," insisting he did not participate in whatever Diddy might have intended. The prosecutor asked if he felt trapped, to which Cuba responded affirmatively, his voice shaking, "Yes, God, yes. You don't say no to Sean Combs. He had people, eyes. He'd remind you without saying a word." He mentioned leaving the party early, sensing something was wrong, and while acknowledging his own past mistakes for which he accepted responsibility, he stressed this situation was different. The mention of his name in the current proceedings caused him great distress. Reacting to a deposition recording from Lil Rod, Cuba expressed regret if he had made anyone feel uncomfortable, but reiterated his non-involvement in any inappropriate contact at that party, suggesting Diddy's associates might be using him as a scapegoat. He confessed, "I should have said something sooner, but I was scared." Cuba then detailed how Diddy's parties transitioned from typical Hollywood affairs to highly private events where phones were collected and unusual attire, like robes for themed gatherings, created an unsettling atmosphere he described as another world. He stated, "People think I'm saying this now to save myself. I'm not. I've already fallen. This isn't about redemption. This is about putting a stop to what's still going on." When asked if he witnessed harm, Cuba looked down, mentioning hearing distressing sounds and seeing women discreetly led away. While not seeing direct physical acts, he felt a strong, shared sense that things were wrong. He noted some individuals, mostly women, ceased attending, speculating they were cautioned or silenced. His motivation for speaking now, he said, was for his son and because silence doesn't protect anyone. It only makes the monsters bolder. He recounted Diddy maintaining contact even after Cuba's own public difficulties, making him question Diddy's motives. A photograph from a 2013 trip showed Cuba with Diddy, alongside other individuals whose youthful appearance in the background now deeply concerned him. "I didn't know they were that young," he said, expressing remorse over the image and the contrast between his apparent happiness and the potential suffering around him. After a recess, Cuba continued, his voice low and trembling, describing a night at Diddy's LA residence where guests wore masks for anonymity. He heard a scream from an upstairs area and saw a security guard quickly close a door, informing him the room was off-limits. He expressed profound regret for not investigating or speaking out then, acknowledging the weight of his silence as stories later emerged involving individuals he recognized. He remarked, "There were dozens of people at those parties, big names, and they saw the same things, maybe worse, but they said nothing just like I did. And that's the real sickness, the silence, the shame." He felt relief when Diddy's properties were searched by authorities, hoping it would lend credence to his observations. He confirmed Diddy had extensive camera systems, implying they were a means of control, and mentioned a producer who faced professional repercussions after allegedly considering going public. Diddy, he recalled, once indirectly cautioned him by saying, "We're both survivors, we got to stick together." Cuba acknowledged his own past errors and their consequences, but emphasized the current issue was a systemic problem sustained by silence and fear. Describing a 2014 event, he spoke of seeing a very young-looking woman who, after Diddy's attention was drawn to her, was taken by security to a separate area and not seen by him again. He admitted his failure to report it, saying, "Deep down, I knew." He asserted that in their industry, the real currency isn't money, it's secrets, and Diddy possessed many. His testimony aimed to convey that truth matters, and past errors shouldn't deter one from protecting others. After another break, Cuba described a private retreat where guests were given masks before entering a secluded part of the property. There, he witnessed a deeply unsettling scene orchestrated by Diddy, involving numerous individuals in a manner he found disturbing. He recalled a security team member warning him, "You didn't see anything, Gooding. That's the rule." He spoke of seeing prominent figures at such events who now deny any awareness. He mentioned another gathering in Las Vegas where he saw a young woman in distress, seemingly attempting to get his attention as she was led away, an incident he regretted not acting upon. The courage of others who came forward, like Cassie and Lil Rod, inspired him to testify. Addressing Diddy through his testimony, he hoped Diddy would remember the negative impact of these events. His final message was that silence is a chain, and he had broken his, urging honesty. He characterized the environment as a sickness with Diddy, as a manipulator of power and loyalty. Emotionally, he apologized for his past inaction and for those he felt he didn't protect. The prosecutor then thanked Mr. Gooding, concluding his testimony, which left the courtroom with the profound weight of his account.